Nkarta is up and running. Today, the company's initial public offering continues with the first day of public trading. Let's get caught up. Welcome to Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise, where we talk about little things that can lead to big improvements in our financial and physical health. I want to welcome back my subscribers, and thank you for your continued support. If you haven't subscribed yet, we'd love to have you become a part of our community where you can join in and share your thoughts. Besides, subscribing is free and it'll make sure you don't miss any upcoming videos. And before everyone forgets, please hit that like button. Or I guess what everyone says now is smash that like button. But really, I don't care if you tap it, hit it, strike it, or even tickle it. Just let YouTube know that you enjoy videos like this on the channel so we can keep growing together. Alright, the year of the biotechs continue. Today, Nkarta continued on with the IPO process by beginning to publicly trade under the ticker symbol NKTX shortly after 11 a.m. Eastern. To get you caught up before we talk about what's happening today, and I mean happening because trading is still going on, and yeah, I hope nothing major happens after I put this video together. Anyways, on Sunday, I introduced Nkarta to the channel where we talked about its upcoming IPO. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely give it a look. There have been some developments since that video, and they were positive, which indicated how the market would respond today. We'll get into those in a minute. But if you hadn't heard about Nkarta until today, when you saw that they were having an IPO, I'll give you a quick introduction. Nkarta is a biotech company based in San Francisco that is advancing a pipeline of drug candidates for the treatment of blood and other cancer indications, and they do this by developing off-the-shelf engineered natural killer cell therapies, including enhanced cell recognition of tumor targets. At this point, they are still early in their development and they have yet to have any treatments approved. That might sound worrisome to you if you're new to biotech investing, but it's actually very common. So currently they have two candidate therapies that are at a higher stage of development, which are named NKX 101 and NKX 109. These therapies are being developed to treat acute myeloid leukemia and myelodysplastic syndrome. The expectation is that the company will compete in a market of leukemia therapeutics, which was reported to be $12.3 billion in 2019 and is expected to grow to $17.1 billion by 2024, with the growth being based on an increasing incidence of disease among an aging global population and a wider set of treatment options and growing awareness of those treatment options. As Nkarta made the decision to IPO, they initially intended to sell 10 million shares of common stock at a midpoint price of $15 per share for gross proceeds of approximately $150 million. However, last night, some positive news started to trickle out that the company would be exceeding those targets. The new expectations were increased to 13 million shares, offered between $16 and $17. But even then, that's not what happened. The company further upsized the IPO to eventually settle on a price of $18 for 14 million shares. So instead of raising $150 million, they instead raised $252 million. Trading opened up the little past 11 o'clock at $54.75, way over that $18 set price. It worked its way close to $60 before settling back at the time of this recording to a price of around $49. I think it's safe to say that the company has generated a lot of enthusiasm as evidenced by its stock price. From the company's perspective, by all accounts, from the expanded offering with the extra capital raised to where the stock price traded, today was a success. But where will it go from now? It's hard to say. The overall market has been volatile based on political and world events. And as I've mentioned before, biotechs are notoriously risky. In the case of Nkarta, they may be an extremely well-run company, but they are at a preclinical stage of development for its pipeline, which means they have little to no revenue at this time, while still having significant research and development costs. So even if they do everything right, it could take years for any of their products to make it through the regulatory process where they could then finally come to market. So at this point, unless you're trying to cash in on timely trading, you're investing in the long term in the company. The question is, are you willing to tie your money up and let it sit there? As you know, I'm not a financial advisor, but I would recommend caution if you're new to investing in a biotech IPO as it's highly speculative. The other thing to keep in mind is being familiar with how the IPO process actually works. Do you have a good understanding of the nuances of IPOs? If you don't, I'm going to be putting out a video fairly soon looking at the process and apply it to Albertsons Companies, the grocery store company that IPO'd last month, which we covered on the channel. While the focus will be on Albertsons, Many of the concepts can apply to any IPO, so you might want to check that one out. If you don't want to miss it, then you have to do two simple things. Subscribe to the channel and then hit, smash, tickle, whatever that notification bell. That way you'll know exactly when that video comes out. So with that, I've talked enough. Did you jump in on Nkarta today? Are you thinking about it and just waiting to see what happens? Or are you thinking, no way, too risky? Whatever your thoughts, let us know in the comments. Because after all, that's where my vision of us, me included, learn from each other and taking little easy steps and making big improvements in our lives. Thank you again for watching, and until next time, have a great day.